Welcome to this week's edition of The Gun Doctor. Medical forms will now be required for gun licenses in the UK. Not the USA yet, but what seems to happen across the pond usually seems to find its way here. The United Kingdom already has some of the toughest gun laws in the world, and with this proposal, obtaining a gun license will become even more difficult. Currently, British subjects can only own a firearm if they are licensed. Starting on November 1st, applications will include a review by authorities of medical information from a registered doctor covering past and current mental health, neurological conditions, and substance abuse. The new rules will increase the 15-page application for a firearm or shotgun certificate to over 21 pages. Doctors seem to have no problem with the new rules, as a representative of their association stated, "As doctors, we support the government's overall message that gun ownership is a privilege and not a right, and that firearms must be in the hands of only those who are deemed safe and responsible." The new rules will allow police to ask an applicant's doctor to place an encoded reminder on the patient's records to indicate they have a firearm or shotgun certificate, and require the doctors to inform authorities if the patient was diagnosed with or treated for any medical condition on the government's list of medical conditions. According to records as of March 2020, there were 483,000 individual firearm certificates covering rifles, sound moderators, and muzzle-loading handguns, as well as over 567,000 shotgun certificates issued in England and Wales. Certificates are issued by the police and are valid for 5 years. Magazine capacity is limited to no more than 2 rounds. Most certificate holders carry several guns on their license, with over 600,000 firearms and 1.3 million shotguns listed. There is no minimum age to hold a shotgun certificate, but individuals must be at least 13 years old to apply for a firearm certificate. Meanwhile, back in the USA, all eyes are on Virginia in the governor's race. While this race has politicos eyeing it as a benchmark for next year's midterm races, there are also big implications for gun owners. Anti-gunner Michael Bloomberg has injected $1.8 million into the campaign of former Governor Terry McAuliffe, and as usual, Bloomberg expects payback in the form of more anti-gun legislation. McAuliffe has made his position on guns clear on his campaign website, where he says he will boldly confront the gun violence epidemic, and he also wants to ban the sale of assault weapons, close loopholes, and treat gun violence as a public health epidemic. Meanwhile, his opponent Glenn Youngkin has publicly stated that not only is he a gun owner, but he has promised to protect the right to keep and bear arms. While McAuliffe has led in the polls for months, latest polls suggest the race is a dead heat. Voting will take place on November 2nd, and it will be an interesting and important race to watch. Another interesting race to watch is the race to Smokin' Gun Works. Hurry on down and see the area's largest selection of guns. Smokin' Gun Works, buy, sell, or trade, shoot, shop, or train. You can do it all at Smokin' Gun Works. Smokin' Gun Works, 8785 North Baileyville Road, Foreston, Illinois. For The Gun Doctor, I'm Tim Bivens.